All this is because of the many sins of the woman who sells the use of her body. She tempts with her beauty and uses witchcraft. She sells nations by her sinful acts and families by her witchcraft. Nahum 3:4. If you're against God, God looks at you as if you're a prostitute. The Bible, and our society, has little good to say about people who sell their bodies for sex. According to today's verse, if she or he are willing to do that, then it's not a far reach for them to delve into other sins like witchcraft and sorcery and spellbinding. Remember the context of the verse. God is talking about the destruction that's about to befall Nineveh. Nineveh has been practicing all kinds of wickedness and is finally being held to account for them. Some of those sins were sexual sins, and among those were prostitution, selling both women and men and children for sexual services. It's a practice that's almost as old as humanity itself. Assyria had dedicated its entire culture to conquer through any means necessary, including pillaging and raping of the women and children of conquered states. No better than some hooker selling sex for money. Nineveh had prostituted itself to evil. Remember that while recalling what it is to prostitute oneself. It isn't just to sell my sexual abilities for money. Merriam-Webster says that prostitution is the definition of the state of being involved in or devoted to corrupt or unworthy purposes. Debasement. That definition holds real sway, especially in the Bible, where repeatedly through the Old Testament, God chastised his people for prostituting itself as his chosen people before other idols. That's so much more than just sex. It's certainly still true today in Congress, in Hollywood, in our churches, and in our own lives. I may not have ever purchased sexual services, but I've certainly used my time for other sinful practices that are just as prostituting as someone promising their body for money. In fact, maybe my kind of sins are more insidious. At least a hooker is honest about what they're doing. What about all of us churchgoers? But lest we sinners be too hard on prostitutes, let's remember that no sin is worse than another in God's eyes. Indeed, when Joshua sent spies into Canaan, it was Rahab the prostitute who protected them, and in turn they protected her when the Israelites took possession of the land. She believed and was a woman of character beyond her circumstances. That's not insignificant because that same Rahab was later noted as an earthly ancestor of Jesus. If I'm unrepentant, or you're unrepentant, God looks at us as prostitutes, as whores, who sold ourselves for debasement. Before we judge the sins of others, let's consider our own wretched estate first.